Hello and welcome to the demo for Scales of Justice, which also it's already out, so you could buy it on Steam if you wanted to today. It's on sale for 40% until the 9th of January. I'm playing the demo because I'm trying to play all the demos in 2025 that I can, because it helps me build my wish list and anything. So, anyway, Scales of Justice is a 600,000 word interactive novel. I really don't know how this even works for me to make a video on something that's purely text-based, but hey, here we are. This is what I'm doing. And I'm gonna just kind of skim over this stuff before I get into it. Basically, it's a planned series by Julia Owl. Let's see. There's some rumors of an artifact, and we can twist your nature, and there's all kind of stuff happening, and mages, and we're a humble adventurer. We can be male, female, or non-binary, gay, straight, bisexual, or asexual. We're going to meet four distinct characters, and we can do some different stuff. Okay, let's just jump into it, right? It seems kind of cool. This is the adapted version of the book to be published on Earth platforms. All times, measurements, and other units have been changed, were possible to be read by Earthlings. Okay. Prologue. This is where I wish I had like the kind of like dramatic voice reading, but I don't, so I apologize in advance. Approach, my child, for there is nothing to fear. Approach and watch, for there is nothing to be ashamed of. You cannot see fate, but it surrounds us all, threads of destiny weaving the path of life. You cannot hide from fate, thus embrace it with your love. Accept it and destroy, or destiny will be revealed to you. I'm sorry, I can't read. Accept it, and villains will never taunt you with their words. Your path is set for you, but you can decide whom you will trust upon it. Your path is set for you, but many face it blind. Excerpt from an ancient scroll of hero, Fate Age Year 14, 2.14, found by adventurers during a raid on the ruins of the Wicked Woods, preserved in the General Library of the Capital. We just like reading a book. Is that what this is? I'm just reading a book. Hey, nobody's gonna listen to me read a book. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Does Fate influenced our civilization's progress through the transition period? Starting with Chapter 2, our Kingdom, the Hero Kingdom was for the Fate Age. Really, this is like this prologue, so it's like the backstory and everything. So it's probably important to read. So we're gonna skip through it and just get to like I want to get to the parts of like actually making choices and stuff. This is like a problem that I run into when it comes to like visual novels and stuff. Is I just it's essentially reading a book with pictures. This is essentially reading a book. Um, I like reading books. I just don't know how to make videos of me reading books because I don't have that voice that you would see on like Audible or things like that. Although I could do it. They let anybody do it. Anybody could read books and stuff. And somebody out there will pay you to like do that, which is so weird. But anyway, let's say we look a newspaper, and it still just kind of keeps going, and we get to read more about the stuff. Ah, interesting. So, like, I mean, I could say from what I've seen so far that I think the writing seems to be kind of it seems good so far. Um, but the issue that I see so far is like from a game perspective. Okay, now here we are. Finally, some choices to be made. All of that stuff leading up gave me a little backstory, but I don't know that it was super duper important. All right, let's begin in earnest. I wake up in my bed, covered by a thin blanket meant for the summer months. Frozen from the morning's chill, I do not attempt to leave the sweet embrace of sleep immediately, my eyes slow to open as I treat myself to some lazy stretches. Of course, soon enough, I begin to shiver, but I'm not as uncomfortable as I might have expected. After all, I'm finally home. The house is cold, which is unsurprising since I fell asleep last night without setting up the fireplace. It was late, I was exhausted, and after almost 4 months of traveling, even the dark rooms and the icy, uncared for couch were a blessing. A meager one, perhaps, but a blessing nonetheless. The fact that I made it back in one piece was a miracle given my last bounty's difficulty. Yawning, I finally stand up, then squat next to the unlit chimney, igniting a blaze with a few logs and a small fire artifact I recently acquired. The artifact had been a necessary expense, for I travel a lot. My job as an adventurer requires big trips with even bigger risks. The appeal? It's well paid most of the time. After just 2 years of service, I was able to afford a small but fully furnished house right within Capital's lively heart. Still, I sometimes wonder why I picked such a profession. As many as there were, I could have done something different. Yet here I am, each time leaving my hearth without the certainty of ever coming back. I like the middle one, except for the whole noble thing. I had no other choice, really. A noble stripped of my title and possessions, I was rescued by a group of adventurers and taught the profession. However, I hate it, and I would have left already if this weren't the only thing I excelled in. I don't want to be a noble, like, at all. Like, I mean, I don't identify with nobles. Nobles can suck it. I don't know. I don't like any of these choices. Like, none of these choices seem good. Like, I mean, the first choice is like, I used to be rich or have status and now I don't, so I'm just gonna go with these people that I hate doing the thing. I'm just gonna keep doing it. Or I could be this person. Many will take advantage of those who have nothing left. As a noble stripped of my title and possessions, my life was at the mercy of the illegal slave trade. You were a noble. You lost everything? Who cares? Like, I can't identify with you. Like, if you were a noble and you had a bunch of stuff, you probably didn't give things to other people and to help, like, make their life better. Let's see. There was a noble with neither title nor possessions. I was skilled in the art of war. I had trained hard during my days at my mother's mansion. Just keep rubbing in the fact that you were like a rich person. I guess we'll go with that one though. It's a little bit less of for me. But anyway, so the problem with like stories like this when you're reading a book and a story, you have to know if you're going to identify with who the character is. And unfortunately, like for me, like I certainly do not identify as somebody who was a noble and it told me like I lost everything and everything. It just doesn't really like work with me. Like the story of this character is not one that I'm going to be emotionally vested in. So I'm just going to call it and say that I'm going to give up on making a video here. I do think it's written well from what I've seen so far. Like it is well written. It does an eloquent job of trying to paint a bit of a picture, which I think is nicely done. It seems like we're going to get like some choices quite often, which is also good. I'm just clicking things here for no real point. None of these really matter. I'm just kind of clicking through because remember it is text only. Anyway, the point is, my name is Fluffy McFluffington. I mean, it's kind of cool that we can put our own name in. Let's see if we can find somebody that actually uses it. We'll just kind of click through. Anyway, like I said, in the very first couple of pages of everything where it sets the scene and everything, I just can't identify with somebody who is a noble. I mean, and I know there are some games that have allowed you to be like a noble, like a Plague Tale as an example. You are a noble and you're also like a girl, and I'm not a girl and I'm not a noble. So how do I identify with that character, and how can I make an argument that I can identify with the characters from that series, but not like this one? And it's because like they were just incredibly well written, and they hit you immediately in a way that made you care about them. And I just don't think this has done it for me. Anyway, long story short, I would say this probably isn't going to really be for me, but I do think if you're looking for, kind of like a choose your own adventure style game that's a book and you just feel like you might identify with it, it's probably a fantastic choice to go through. So, like I said, it does look really well written. It seems to be really well thought out. It doesn't grab me, but I think it's probably, you know, worth giving a shot. Try the demo and see how you feel about it. And if you like it, wishlist it. And remember, it's on sale until the 9th of January. That's all. Links in the description. Have a nice day.